What's going on, everyone? Honda Fit for Adventure here. Today we're going to be removing the headliner of a 2015 Honda Fit. The first thing we're going to do is remove the dome light, and you're either going to use a flathead screwdriver or you can get one of those plastic pry tools. I'm just going to go ahead and use a flathead screwdriver because that's what mostly everybody has. With the dome light cover removed, you're going to remove 2 Phillips head screws or an 8mm bolt. Let's go ahead and remove those. Now we're going to go ahead and remove the dome light. Scoot this wire out the side, got some more room to work with, and then push in on this clip and pull out the plug. As always, let's make sure we keep everything together so we don't lose anything. We're going to do the exact same thing with the map lights. Again, we have a 8mm nut or a Phillips screwdriver. There's a cable on the left and another cable dead center. You may need to remove this centerpiece to get the cable out in the center. First, let's pull this down. We're going to remove this cable on the left. Give us some more wiggle room. I'm not sure if I can reach in there. I'm just going to remove the center part, push in these 2 tabs. There we go. Next, we're going to move on to the rear ceiling door handles. There's 2 tabs, 1 on each side. There's an indentation, 1 on each side. You're going to have to use a flathead and pull from both sides to pull it off. I'm going to keep that one because, you know, it happens. With the caps removed, we can access the metal clip. You're going to squeeze in the center with your needle nose pliers. Go in nice and deep and give it a squeeze and pull on the handle. Don't try to pull the metal clip out. Now do the other side. Let's do the same thing on the other side. From what I can tell, there's not really much of a difference between the passenger and the driver's side besides this little hook, but I'm going to keep them in separate bags and label them passenger and driver's side. So here's the tab. I mutilated mine a little bit already, trying to figure out how to get this off. There's going to be a line in the dead center. Just push on it. And then give this a quarter turn. And it should move right with it, the first quarter turn. Once you successfully completed that quarter turn, you're going to notice that middle line is now gone in behind this plastic. And now you have a little gap on the left. You're going to push in there and then move it to the right as well. So basically what you're trying to do is push in this tab and rotate it right. That will spin this upper portion that's up in the frame of the car. And once you spin it about halfway around, it should just drop right out of the frame. So this one's going to be tricky to film. Here's our sun visor, and there's a slot in the middle. We're going to push down on this brown tab as hard as we can, and then we're going to start rotating the visor and hopefully start turning that brown tab. You're going to get it all the way about a quarter of a turn, and then you're going to get a small gap on the right hand side, and you're going to stick your flathead screwdriver in there and push it to the left, also while trying to turn your sun visor. And once this brown circular tab underneath the plastic spins about half a rotation, the sun visor is going to fall right out. This is probably the hardest part so far. We're going to pry the headliner away from the weather stripping. Use one of your plastic tools. Mine's already kind of loose from going in and out with the solar cables already. Should be 3 to 4 plastic tabs underneath. So we got 3, 1, 2, and 3. Kind of got to hold it so it doesn't move back. Sounds like you're gonna break it, but it's pretty strong. There. So I was starting to remove the front of the headliner, and I noticed that there is a wiring harness running across the top, so I'm going to remove this tape. So I didn't want to remove any of the beige colored paneling, but I'm afraid we're going to have to. Make sure your clip's all the way down. Start with the black plastic, just pull it back. It's real easy. This one's a little more complicated. You're gonna like pull back and pull it down at the same time. This one you're gonna pull out a little bit and then pull it down. We're getting there. Back, it's nice and easy. Make sure that's down. There's a tab in the center. Pull that and then wiggle it down. Phillips under there. Pop the cap off. There should be about 3 tabs right here. Let's pop the side quarter panel off a little bit. There we go. So I don't even think I need to take the paneling off on the passenger side. I should just be able to drop the driver's side and slide it over diagonally and slide it out the back. So luckily I just had to remove the driver's side paneling on the quarter panel pillar. The C-pillar up front I left alone. I didn't have to remove everything. Right now it's about to drop. The passenger side is just going to slide out of all the other panels. Get out of the way here for you. Take off the rear seatbelt. And we still have the radio antenna cable that's still attached. This is the last thing going to the map lights, and then this thin brown wire going to the dome lights. So be careful when you peel the tape off that one. Now comes the fun part of trying to put this back together. I'm going to start by sliding it in. Sliding it in by yourself isn't too bad. Just make sure to watch this notch on both sides so it doesn't get caught on anything. I'm going to scoot this up a little bit more and then prop up the 2 seats to help hold it toward the ceiling. Put the rear seatbelt through. Help support the rear section. I'm going to start toward the passenger corner and then work my way toward the back, sliding the headliner into the interior body panels on the passenger side. I got the front passenger side in the C-pillar. Now I'm going to lift and click this. Hopefully it stayed up front, which it did. See, when I slid the headliner in, I put the front corner underneath the C-pillar. Don't worry about how it looks right now, that'll be fine. And now we're going to go in the back and push up the back 3 tabs. 1, 2, 3. Once you push in the headliner into the C-pillar on the passenger side and then push in the 3 plastic clips toward the rear of the trunk, it should be pretty much supporting itself and make it much easier to clip the rest of it back in. I forgot to show you, I did run the radio cable back and then taped it along the headliner. Now I'm going to retape the map lights and the dome lights back to the headliner. Okay, so I pushed it up. There's 2 hooks that went into place, and then there's 1 push pin in the center. It's in now. I just needed to scoot this over 1/4 of an inch or so, and then it went into place. Pop this black one back in. I'm tall, so let that go to the top. Good. This shouldn't be too bad. Slide this tab in there. There's another one. No, it just holds the headliner. And again, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. These cables you won't have. Give me some slack to go behind this and then push up first. I think it's easier to find the green tabs and find the holes and then push them in. That's just me though. Put this weather stripping back in. And then just give it a workaround with your hands and it'll go on nice and evenly. You can see there's a little gap here. Once I tuck the top part in, that'll get rid of that. Plug. Plug. I might hide my GPS receiver in here on another day. Those are so much easier going in. Since I'm here, I'll suck up these wires. This one we should be able to just put in place and give it a twist, and it should relock itself. Then give it a twist. Can't believe that worked. That took me about 20 minutes. See how the brown tab is going up and down? We need to turn that roughly a third of the way so it slides in there with the tab. So to do that, you're going to push in here with a flathead screwdriver. I mangled this trying to get it off, and while that tab's pushed in, we're going to rotate the brown plastic. For the most part, everything's back together. You can see along the edges, I still have some adjustments and to pop in the trim, which I almost completed right there, and then get the rest of the car straightened back together.